And this is as good as it gets. So
Here we go, everybody. Let's do this. Oh, God, I'm so tired.
None of that.
Jesus, two
Two
lost
lost
lands
lands,
holding hands. Got a man, understand. He's the daddy son of Sam, and hey, found the Lord of Pain.
Shall I go up?
Yes! Heartburns overheard, nipple is but still in tune. Deeper birds even heard me and Stevie Gutenberg in the lake of fire. Satan, can you hear us? We are on our way. You've come back down.
Yep.
I just want to give ourselves today. That's the acolyte way.
Boom cha.
There's haircut number 1, haircut number 2. 1, 2, shaking my shoe. 2, 3, doing a me. 4, 5, let's go dive. There we go. That's the haircut. We're the haircut guys.
Yep. It's going to take a while for me to get used to this. I went upstairs just now to go to the loo and shocked myself.
You
Went,
shocked
who's-
yourself?
Who's that person? Oh, it's me.
Oh,
Still me. Still me.
that was the Cardiff. I look like a professor.
Yeah.
And you look like a pop star. You look like an
Lulu.
indie pop star. Lulu as she is now. You look like an indie pop star from the 90s.
I'll do
the
that.
kind of person that will get to number 42 in the charts and we'd see you on top of the pops, fall in love with you and think, yes, this is a success for our generation, then we'd never see you again.
But I've got a wicked shirt. Look at this.
It's a great shirt. Hang on. What did it get?
Christmas cats, isn't it?
Isn't it funny that Puddy Cat, so I thought Puddy Cat.
I
and
did,
Puddy,
I did.
And Puddy is Hindi for vagina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Welcome to the show. I went and had a little trimmage today as well.
Yeah. Saw mine and went, I'll have some of that.
Dave's turning off Dylan's New Morning for this. I think it's a great record. Can't you hear the bluebird crying? There's a star coming road, and this is the road. This is where all my dreams come true on my new morning.
All right.
2-hour show tonight with peace and with love. With peace and with love. 2 hour. I think honestly, I'm going to make this smaller because I think you inspired me. I'm just going to focus it on the hair. That's all you're going to see is just the hair.
That's looking good.
You inspired me to get a haircut, and I went and had a little trim. Oh, and now the button doesn't work. That does work. Oh, that's interesting. You inspired me to get a haircut because you had a haircut, and I thought I'm going to do it, freshen myself up. But I said to him, I'm growing it. Keep it long at the side. I said I'm growing a Chris Christopherson, Turkish lad, never heard of him.
No.
So I explained to him me and Bobby McGee, and he was like, "What?" And so I had to go and buy a guitar, a nylon stringed acoustic, come back and play me and Bobby McGee to him. And then he went, don't know it. I said, Convoy. He said, I don't know it. I said, Millennium, the time travel film where hot, sexy women come back from the future to have sex with Chris Christopherson. He went, I know.
It's a lot of work to do for a good haircut.
Wasn't
a good
it?
haircut.
Thank you everyone who bought some merch today. We're big mail out is coming tomorrow. If you ordered some merch today, it's going to get posted tomorrow by that young lady over there. We're very bright here.
Too bright. What's going on?
I turned these up a bit when I was doing podcast earlier. So I'm going to go
Let
down.
me turn, because I look like I'm
Here we go.
roasted.
Going down.
Soft.
I tell you the best songs on New... Is it New Morning that's got the one about horses? Anyway, let's go down a Dylan rabbit hole. I'm a recent convert to Dylan. The song about horses is great. I think it's the opening one that's sung by ladies. It's great. So
Hope that helps with your Dylan exploration.
I think I've fixed all... I think I fixed all of the technical issues that we had.
Well, let's see.
I think I fixed all of the technical issues that we had, but I'm not totally sure. Welcome to the show. This is the Late Night Alternative. Thank you, Paul. The TLNA trimmed twosome. I put the heating on and now I'm too hot. So I'm going to turn it off. Oh,
Yeah.
we might have...
Well, go on.
I've just received a text from a professor. Professor Joe Laevens. Because there's a big
I thought he
story.
was never coming on again.
Big story about the Prime Minister or President of Israel. Did you see this story? This
No.
is a true story.
This isn't about the monolith.
No.
It's not a monolith. A monolith has to be a rock. It was just like
I
someone
don't think a
dumped some-
monolith has to be a rock.
It does. That's what lith is.
Okay, well, what about the monoliths in 2001?
Not a monolith. Just big things. Not heard back from Gail. I'm sure she'll come on when she's ready to. She's having the time of her life, and quite rightly so. So I said to her, "When you're ready, we'll be ready."
Just negotiating a time for Professor Joe Laevens to come on. Right, so we go to the news stories. We go to. Oh, by the way, I mean, guys, this stuff is going to be. This stuff is going to go. I've got to find. I don't know if I have a camera on this now. Hang on a minute. Let me just get a camera because I fixed most of it. It's called AskCam. That comes and goes. So this stuff is by midnight. Actually, probably sooner because I'm bored of looking at it.
Oh, I like it, but yes.
But at some point, this stuff is going to be taken off. Like in the next few weeks, you won't be able to buy this stuff anymore. Okay, guys. So, perfect phone. Hang on. Best number on air now. So Professor Joe Laevens is coming on at 10:30. This stuff is going.
Splendid.
This stuff is going, and soon you won't be able to buy it. Membership card, record, poster, all reduced in price. Just buy it. And then I've got about 300 of these posters. I'm going to burn them all. So do that. Right. Pats, could you bugger off, please, mate?
What are you looking at?
Israeli
Pocket.
UFO. Here we go. From The Independent. Aliens exist and Trump is keeping it secret in case we panic, claims Israeli scientist. So I thought it was the president of Israel. It's Israeli scientist. Ex-space security boss, Chaim. I love that name. Chaim. It's that noise, isn't it? Chaim. I love that. I don't do it well enough, and apologies if that's your name and I'm not getting close to it, but I try. Chaim Eshed.
Remember Chemda? She just appreciates anyone having a go.
Makes extraordinary claims in publication of his new book, The Universe Beyond the Horizon. Christmas list.
Too late, mate. You can ask someone else.
Okie dokie. Oh, talk of great names. The surname of the reporter.
Kate Ing.
I think it's pronounced Ng.
Well, I went to school with a Vanessa Ing, and she said Ing.
Okay, well, there's a song by They Might Be Giants called Anna Ng.
Well, Vanessa was Chinese.
Okay.
They Might Be Giants, I believe.
Are two of them. So it's 2-1 so far. It's 2-1 so far. Names.
Anyway, it's a good name.
Donald Trump's presidency has been filled with outlandish claims, many from the commander-in-chief himself, but few have literally been out of this world. To remind me, hey Google, set an alarm to call Professor Joe Laevens at 10:30, please.
Done. Your alarm call Professor Joe Laevens is set for 10:30.
I'm going to call
Joe Laevens?
I'm going to call the wrong professor now. According to Israel's...
What is Forever Spin? Is that just a top? Is that what that is?
What?
Never old, never, never. Forever Spin.
My favourite toy when I was a kid. Talk about people, sticks and hoops, right? This is how old I am. And I've forgotten about this. My favourite toy was a gyroscope made of metal. It was in a box. Got it out and you'd go, Mum, you got any string? I want to play with the gyroscope. In the drawer. And you thread this thick string through and wind it round.
Yeah. Did it make a noise?
No, because it wasn't a toy. Well, it was a toy, but it was a crappy old toy. It was brilliant. My favourite toy. I didn't turn the heating off, did I? My favourite toy was the gyroscope. I used to love the gyro. I can turn the heating off with my phone because I'm a celebrity. There we go.
And it's the future.
Turned it off.
Future.
Although I like that cat top. Although that cat is doing some action to get its ass up there.
That cat looks like it's forcing itself out of her breast, and the other one is forcing its way into her liver.
According to which is what your cat would do if you died.
No, she wouldn't eat mine. She'd look at it and go. No
According to Israel's former space security chief, the president's biggest secret is of the interstellar variety, the existence of aliens. Aliens. Chaim Eshed claimed the American government had an agreement with a galactic federation of aliens, but Mr. Trump would not reveal the truth because humanity is not ready. He said in an interview in Israel's Yediot Aharonot newspaper.
Idiot what?
I've been to Israel. The apparent agreement was struck to fellow aliens to research and understand the fabric of the universe. Aliens, so the professor claims, and he's a professor, and I look like a professor, and we're going to speak to a professor. Aliens from all over the universe area, are already walking among us.
Oh,
Sorry?
the universe area.
Yeah, that's what it says there. I was just reading what it said. So, we're going to get Professor Joe Laevens on to talk about that.
Yeah, mate, that's
God,
clear.
Come over. We look hot.
This needs to be more.
This is the hottest stream. Let's open Skype. We were going to do hide and seek tonight. Can we do that another night?
Yeah.
I feel here's where I'm at. Let's do the sponsors first, and then we're going to tell you where we're at. We've got some great sponsors. Gregorian Emerson Family Law Solicitors, gelaw.co.uk. If you're getting divorced, I had a lovely chat with Richard Gregorian on the Skype today. Just catching up, Richard. And let's just say, I think yes. That's all I'm going to say.
Did you get any feedback from the...
Got feedback.
Yeah?
The
And
feedback
did he say
is...
what I said he'd say?
The feedback is yes within certain criteria, which we will discuss. But here is gelaw.co.uk. Getting divorced, it sucks. Richard Gregorian is a nice guy. He's a great guy.
He's a legal guy.
He's a legal guy. Strictly legal.
Legally a guy.
And they will bring, a more human... Have you always got to think, humanistic, humane or human? Well, humane, no. Not saying they're not humane, they're not inhumane, but human is more appropriate than humane. If you go, they're humane. Oh, so they don't torture puppies. Well, no. They're human. It's human. It's humans. It's humans. It's humans. Which is ironic because it's aliens we're talking about.
But now we're talking humans getting divorced. In the future, we might be talking about aliens getting divorced. I don't know whether they recognise marriage as we would.
They better. That is illegal on British television. I've got a new catchphrase. We were watching Naked Attraction,
which should be illegal.
And there was one bit where
let's just say it would have been TOS.
I think it was a woman looking at men. Have I got that right? Because it was a penis that was the subject of debate.
She remarked upon he wasn't circumcised.
Foreskin, right? And she said, I've not had much experience with foreskins and non-circumcised. So he grabbed his penis and he pulled it back. Now, if he'd have done that forward then back again, 3, that's a Tommy Tank. And I'm watching my language.
Oh my God.
I'm watching my language.
The thing is, you're not wrong, are you?
So 1, 2, 3, that's masturbatory. But apparently 1 is all right. And so I yelled out, and I meant it, that's not legal on British TV. Because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. That's not legal on British TV. And that's now my new catchphrase.
Yeah.
That's not legal on British TV.
There are a few things on that programme.
So that's
very sketchy.
Poseidon Safety Management. You wouldn't believe what these guys get up to in their spare time. And I can't even begin to tell you what they get up to in their spare time. They've got to let off stress somehow because they're out there helping homeless people, helping companies, helping society, helping communities.
Helping you. And I know you don't live in Devon or Cornwall, but it has a knock-on effect. No man is an island. No county is... Well, they are actually, but there are boundaries. But there's a knock-on effect for the wider society. Go on, carry on.
You know Cornwall's Tier 1? These guys.
Them. How did they get rid of the COVID again?
Zeus ate it.
Yeah.
And then shat it out in Somerset.
It's true.
abbeycare.co.uk. Specialist addictions recovery clinics. Go and have a look at their website. In the with Iain Lee earlier on today, a lot of talk of this is one of the joys of that show, of this show, and of what we have created through working together for the last 8 years. And I genuinely mean that. And that was one of the things I was talking to Paul Chowdhury about in his podcast, is that we have created an environment where today men were able to phone up and talk honestly about sex addiction and addiction to pornography. Wow.
And that is why we guard the chat so carefully, right? Because we want to keep that non-judgmental, non-mocking tone, well, unless it's Gatford. But we want to keep it because it allows people to say things they wouldn't necessarily say to anybody else.
It was humbling, right? And I'm not going to share it because it was shared by those gentlemen. They're not necessarily here. If you want to hear the podcast, you've got to be a Patreon. But it was great. And that is because we have worked for 8 years. We have kind of chipped away, and created this environment that we're still creating where people feel comfortable coming on, phoning up or coming on Skype or whatever and sharing stuff that many people could find embarrassing. And sex addiction is one of those things where people go, what does that sound so... Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of that myself. It is, as a sex addict, it is horrible because it ain't all about sex. Even if it was just about sex, which it is for some people, it is horrible, right? So we have created this environment. And what is great is it means that we've also attracted people like Abbey Care groups. If you are struggling with any of your addictions, you can phone us. I recommend the rooms, NA, AA, SAA, SLA. But also centres like this, specifically Abbey Care in Glasgow and Gloucester, because they got people... they got teams of people who are experts in all the fields of addiction. Mm-hmm. So go and have a chat with them.
And don't forget to mention this advert when you do, because you get 25% off.
Oh, now, because it's up. Thank you. Now, has it moved? Because a lot of the things have been... There it is. There we go. Go to store.team17.com. Tonight, we're going to go and have a look at their website and see what games... See what all this fuss is. What was this? All this fuss is.
Tell you what I've heard about it. I've heard that they've got loads of brilliant games massively discounted.
It's all this fuss.
But then...
Don't get it.
You can go in there with your TLNA code and get another 17% off. That doesn't seem right.
Get what all of the fuss is about this Team 17 30 years, big discounts and codes. I don't get what all the fuss is. So we're going to go and find out. And if I smell bullshine,
what?
I'm going to cut someone's head off. We're going out of focus a little bit here, which is... That tree's doing its thing. That tree's doing its thing.
Is it or anything?
No. I just saw someone from... Artemis! Hello, I followed from yesterday's stream with Matt. Looking forward to sitting in on this stream, Matt. That guy. He's incredible, right? You missed the raid yesterday. We're going to go to... He's brilliant. Can we get a shout out from Matt? Because that was some stream. We have...
Good.
I was going to say we found him, right? But on Twitter. I'm back on Twitter, by the way. I've only tweeted a little bit. But that sounds arrogant because it implies, hey, I've discovered this kid. And what I meant was, and I didn't say, is that Katherine and I have, for the first time, found this talent. And man alive, what a voice. Mods, can we get a shout out from Matt, please? Can we get a shout out for that guy? Although I would like to sing him a song.
Well, I don't think he needs that.
I would like to sing him a song.
He's probably
Matt
had enough
Walden,
of music.
AC.
That's his job. He's probably had enough of music.
I can do.
Want some quiet.
Let me do all that
Some
shit that he
peace.
does.
And quiet.
I can do all that shit that he does with
You haven't got a loop pedal
I think I can make one.
or a back catalogue of excellent songs. Is that- Oh God.
Well, that's one of his downfalls. Is he relies on old material. Oh, I wrote a song that Lionel Richie doesn't like. No. Don't focus on the negative. You've got to focus on the positive. Focus on the positive. Lionel Richie didn't like it. Ian Lee thought it was all right. Focus on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
they never cite you as an inspiration, do they?
The Cats has done a really
Are
stinky
you blaming
poo.
the cat?
We're in the line of shite. That's Catherine's line. Oh, I've got a song on Spotify that's had 5 million. You know what I mean? So, if Matt is here, Matt, this is how we do it.
Not we. He.
This is how we do it in the
This is
United
all him.
Kingdom. I've got some of Matt's fans in tonight. Welcome.
Have we?
Yeah, well, I just said that someone came from Matt's stream.
Okay. I'm really sorry for that person because you're about to.
We're going to play hide and seek next week, right?
You're about to cop for a taste.
So he's got like the effects loop in it and all that shit.
Yep.
That's kind of cheating. It's kind of cheating. Okay.
You're supposed to do that. Is that part of the?
When I saw you walking down the street, I thought you looked like the kind of girl I'd like to meet in my dreams or in the donut shop. Saw your hair, saw your lovely hands, saw your eyes and your wrists, and I saw that you could be looking for a man like me. So I stopped and I asked you your name. You looked at me and you said, well, it's Jane. And I said, Jane, let's go and make love in the afternoon. Let's make love today. It's 3:15 in the afternoon. So we went to your parents' house. I mean, she's like my age, but she lives with her parents. I didn't mean it to be. She is.
Bit of a red flag for some people.
She's in her late 30s, like me. And
Very late.
Okay, well.
Late,
I just have to say, when I said parents, some of you would have instantly thought, no, it's not a school, it's an adult. She's what?
Glad you made that clear.
So I asked Jane why she lived with her mom and dad's, and she looked at me and got kind of sad. She said that her husband was a murderer, and that's why she
Second red flag.
had to leave him, because he killed all of her friends. He killed all of Jane's friends. He'd killed all of her friends, including Natalie, Olivia, Stephen, and David.
Shouldn't laugh.
And Julia.
Not Julia. She was my favourite.
He even killed Julia.
An animal.
I stopped unzipping my fly and I said, tell me more about this guy. He sounds kind of sick, but I'm kind of interested. How did he do it? How did he kill your friends? How did he do it? I really, really, really gotta know. Oh,
it's a bit weird. Sick interest.
She said he killed Jane by driving over her in Spain.
She is Jane.
Oh, God, that was confusing.
She was a ghost.
It was a ghost.
There we go.
A really, really, really sexy ghost. A really, really, really sexy ghost. I was humping the ghost in the bedroom when the mum and dad came home. When I looked down, it wasn't a ghost, it was Jane's dressing gown. And her mum said, oi, you dirty bastard, you're the strawberry guy. And the dad said, what do you mean the strawberry guy? And she said, you know that thing with Amir Khan? And oh God, it's him. They told me to get out. I tried to say that I was making love to the daughter, but she died 10 years ago that very day.
Wow. That wasn't shit.
Thank you. Now, all I'm saying is, Matt is okay.
But he doesn't sing songs about sexy ghosts.
And yet, And Dylan gets 250 million. What is wrong with this world?
Who else would sing a song about making love to a dressing gown in the afternoon?
It was a great.
I love the fact that their married daughter, she'd been out of the house for some time, obviously met a very sad end, but they'd kept her dressing gown.
Well, they kept they kept the whole room the same.
Yeah, and then you're in there defiling it.
Was I?
Yeah.
Was
That's
I?
exactly what you said you were doing.
Was I? But was I though? Or was she there?
No.
How did I know where to go?
Paper. You seem to know an awful lot about the murders.
It's a true story. It's true crime. Iain loves true crime, said Fizzy Mint.
I could come.
Thank you, Alexia.
You weirdo.
So that is...
Merry Christmas, everyone.
So all I'm saying is, tell Matt the gauntlet has been laid down.
You did say that you were up for a collab.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I don't know if I am now. I don't know if he's up. I don't know if he's up to my standards. We're out of focus, right?
No, I'm always this dreamy.
Look, there's Baby Kath.
Yeah.
Baby Kath, do 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 do, Baby Kath, do 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 do, Baby Kath, do 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 do, Baby Kath.
No, the other one is Frank Sidebottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where's Baby Iain? Baby Ian's. Oh, Baby Ian's at the top up there, but you can't really see.
Yeah, you can. It's on top.
Baby Iain, do 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 do. You can't really see. That's all you get. I don't think I can make that. Make it bigger. No, there's Baby Iain there.
That's just so you can see what Ian's chin looks like underneath his beard.
What do you think I am? John Gaunt. 7 chins are gone.
Who? Sorry?
Hey, so can you give my some views I have too? Well, there's a phone number in your name, so that's getting cold.
That's a little bit. I would change that for
That
you.
is getting cold. A couple of times I've seen people, this is like a while ago, I've seen people that have followed me that have just set up Twitter accounts and then it's their phone number. And I phone them up to tell them.
To say, I wouldn't do that for you.
Hello, it's Iain Lee.
Twitter is full of perverts.
One of my favourite things is, and Kath has seen me do this, is if we send out the merch from here.
No routes found.
There's no routes, everyone. It's very
Let
disappointing.
me try that again. I don't know what that +3 was. 0. But hang on, where is it? 0, 7. And if we don't know if we've sent something out, I will phone the person up. Withheld number. I'm not insane. And they'll go, yeah, hello, who's this? I go, hello, it's Iain Lee. I just wanted to check an order that we've...
No routes found.
Why does it
Why
think
does it
we're
keep
in
adding-
America?
Do before 4 at the beginning.
No.
Yes.
It shouldn't have to.
Just do it
No, I
anyway.
want to change the settings. All right, plus...
Countries and regions up the top.
Okay, all right.
I don't know anyone in Burkina Faso.
You doing your nails?
No, I'm looking at these wicked JPU records.
They're not advertising
stickers.
with us this week. They're not here this week. They're there next week, please.
Can't stop thinking about them.
I've been thinking about you.
Is that Sydney Youngblood?
Do you know Roachford made a comeback about a year ago?
Did they?
They. It's a group, apparently.
Oh, I thought it was Andrew Roachford.
This is the Vodafone voicemail
Bottle up.
service for
Bottle up.
0738422.
Got to check the numbers.
Don't.
Low numbers.
Don't do that.
Okay. So... So...
Yeah.
I've had a good day.
Go on, tell me more about your day.
Wrote a brilliant song about a dead girlfriend of mine once.
Did you? I'd like to hear that.
I just sang it to.
Oh, that
I
one.
mean, she was dead before I met her. I spoke to a doctor on a telephone.
Yeah.
And today, I had a telephone appointment. She phoned me up while I was about to pay for the petrol. And I went, oh, I'm about to pay for the petrol. She went, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I went, thanks very much indeed. She phoned up just as I was walking through the door. And I say she because it was a lady doctor. Some of my favourite doctors have been women. Which is why when Doctor Who became a woman, I didn't mind. I'd stopped watching that shit years ago. So I had booked this appointment with 2 things in mind, and this is big news. This is big news for me. First thing, I said, I would like to consider cutting down my antidepressant medication. And we talked about it, and I thought, I'm not going to go see my psychiatrist, I'm going to do GP. I said, I want to cut down my medication. And so we're cutting down my medication starting from next week. To give it a go. Going to cut it down by 37.5 milligrams. And here's the thing. I got loads of my current prescriptions. If it gets problematic, I'm back on there. And she said it should be okay, but give us a call. I'll give you enough for 6 weeks. Give us a call in 4 weeks. Let's see where we are. I went, all right. Oh, hang on a minute. My bloody get these headphones again on my nose. So I did that. So that was good. Oh, you can buy this. This merch you can get it from tlna.co.uk. This is not discounted.
It's my actual writing, that.
Yeah, it's my actual idea.
Yeah, no, but it's my writing.
Oh, okay, but it's my idea.
That's why I put Katherine first.
No. It's not why you put Katherine first.
I know. I was just telling a little
Why
story
is
there.
it-
I was just doing a blessed.
Why is it Katherine first?
Because you said put Katherine first.
Thank you. I gave
Yes.
her permission.
You did.
It
You
was
let me.
Scott designed this T-shirt, and I said, "Oh, could you get Katherine and Iain written across the top?" He went, "That's a brilliant idea." So that was it. What's the motivation to reduce your meds? Great question. I want to try it. I don't want to be on my meds forever.
Ruby Cavo 2, we don't need the directions because
We got
this
it.
doesn't apply to everyone, but Ian's taken his
I've taken medical
instructions.
advice, and I've tried to come off before, and it was horrendous. I mean, it was a horrendous time I was doing it. My divorce was coming through, but also it was physically horrendous. So I want to do it because I don't want to be on my. If I can, I would like to not be on my meds forever. That's my choice. Fizzy says sex drive would be good too. Well, this is my worry, is that it won't be, because on these meds, we've got young people watching, but on these meds, you know that clip we've got of I could come. Well, I can't very easily. It's a lot of work on both sides. It's a lot of work. But so my worry is will be that I will come off the meds at some point and I'll be like, sorry to.
I don't even want to know.
I don't want to
think
make
I know
eye
what that
contact
means.
with you while I'm miming
Yeah.
ejaculation. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, it's like, okay.
But so I want to see what it's like to come off my meds. I want to see if I can do it. Thank you, King Mike. Thank you, Matty. Matty is our king mod. The others are all his servants. Oh, Amy's asked me to do something and I keep forgetting to do it. Amy, I'm out of college tomorrow. Can I just do it on my computer?
Is that the universal sign for your computer?
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bent, but I don't mind. It's the whole game's bent. So, Amy, I don't know if I can do it. What do I need to do? And I'll do it. But I'm at college tomorrow, but I will have a computer. And I won't really be paying attention because I kind of know it all. So I would like to see what it's like to come off. I would like to see what it's like to come off. I would like to see what it's like to come off my meds. I don't want to be on them. What are you on, Sis Debs? I am on Effexor, venlafaxine. I was on citalopram for a few years and it stopped working. Then I tried the one that begins with S. I can't remember what it is. Sertraline, and I didn't like that. And then now I'm on this. And I've been on it for a few years. And I'd like to see. I was on metazapine for a while as well. So I'd like to see. So I spoke to the doctor about that, and that was positive. That was very positive. So I'm just checking. As always, Dr. Joe Laevens has been a pain in the butt.
Well.
In fact, I just got to check just in case he emails us any
Deets.
drawings.
He is good with the diagrams,
Right,
is Joe
nothing
Laevens.
yet. So that's that. And then the second thing, was there a second thing you wanted? The second thing you wanted to talk about? The metazapine was actually, for me, surprisingly easy to come off. Thank you, Corgi registered friend. Metazapine was surprisingly easy to come off. The next thing I want to talk about. Thank you, Gatford. I said I would like. I've had a couple of people. That's a lie. One suggest that I might have some form of ADHD, and I would like to get tested for that. Are we out of focus? Background looks very sharp. It doesn't matter. I'd like to get tested for ADHD. And I was wondering what the reaction would, because I've done some reading up on this, and not everywhere has the facilities for that. And she said, "No, I can certainly start you." We chatted about why I wanted to do that and what I thought of. Here we go. I knew it.
And how receptive was she, or did you have to really convince her that it wasn't just Dr. Google that you'd been speaking to?
Sorry, I've just got... just been sent... There is a diagram coming from Dr. Joe Laevens.
Of course there is.
She was great. She was great. No resistance
Good.
at all. And she said, right, I can put you on the NHS... I can start you on the NHS road... Oh, here we go. Oh, there you go. I can start you on the NHS road, but there's a huge waiting list. It will take you about 12 months before you even get seen.
I could come.
I went, I'm in no rush. I'm up for it. Start it. And then we talked about private places, and I said, do you know any private places? Well, a recent patient went to this place, which is near me, and I had looked at it, and it was £1,500 to be assessed.
Oh, I'd wait.
£1,500 to be assessed.
I'd wait.
Any follow-up appointments for treatment? I mean, I don't know what treatment. I don't know if I want to know.
They might put you on medication.
No. The follow-up appointment was £250 a pop. There are cheaper... This is not in London. There are cheaper psychs that will do it in London for about £1,000. I'm not spending £1,000 on that. If you have ADHD, they prescribe... amoxicillin, which is basically venlafaxine. Well, they may prescribe it. I don't feel I need any medication for it, which may mean I don't know.
But what it will allow you to do is
Make
to
some decisions.
know yourself a little bit
Make some
better.
decisions.
Yeah.
It'll make me understand why. It might help me understand why I've made some terrible choices in my life over certain things.
Yeah.
So that was my doctor's appointment today. I feel like we should have a jingle or something.
Diagnosis of the day.
That's what we need. 0203 286 6370. We were going to have hide and seek today, but I just felt I'm not feeling. I'm feeling better now that we've talked about that.
But you're not feeling playful, and
I'm
that's
not feeling
fine.
particularly inspired or playful tonight.
I could come.
Thank you, Booper. Thank you, Deb. But we're going to have Professor Joe Laevens on at 10.
Oh, Richard 4K2. Have you tried CBD oil, Ian?
I have tried CBD. Didn't work for me. We were going to be... One of our first sponsors was going to be CBD oil.
But some of the claims...
The person was cool with us phrasing it how we wanted to phrase it. But
I felt a little uncomfortable with some of the claims.
I felt... Well, yes, the claims in general. They weren't about this specific company. The claims in general. But then Twitch made it easy because you can't. So that was that. I was on all of those at one time or another. And now it's been 10 years that I slowly came off them too. And now I've learned coping mechanisms for my anxiety and depression, so it can't be done. We're all different. Go with the flow and see how it goes.
Good shout.
That's it. I'm going to go with the flow and see how it goes. And also, if it don't work, coming off the pills, I'm going back on them pills. I'm going back on those pills. I got no problems going on those pills. That was my plan. So that's that. What was your doctor's diagnosis or prognosis today?
I didn't go and see a doctor today. What did I do today? Took the kids to school, not mine and the kid from down the street, which is fine. And then came back, did some work. I didn't do anything amazing today.
You survived.
I survived.
Not everyone did today.
This is true. And...
Yeah. I'm just checking Joe Laevens. I am listening. I'm really sorry.
Well, we've talked a little bit in the past about how I've got a bit of a screwy body image thing going on.
Yes. Let me put this down.
And... Oh, I'll tell you later.
Gatford, can we call you back in a minute?
No, it's all right. Talk to Gatford.
I've cut him off. We'll call you back in a minute, Gatford. Go on.
So, and it kind of all... There was a bit of a revelation after last summer's holiday when I came back and my mum had done all the washing in the washing basket that I'd been using as storage for things that don't fit me anymore.
Yeah.
And some of those things were tiny, like size 8 things that I had been wearing maybe 2-3 years ago. No, it must be more than that. When I was going through a really stressful time, and with me, anxiety is always carried in my stomach. I get terrible stomach aches, and if I'm really worried about something, I just won't be hungry. And it's not like I'm doing it on purpose or I'm doing anything, avoiding eating or anything. Just I think sometimes when you're so anxious, you're tight in your chest the whole time. You do feel full, and you can't imagine. Sitting down and eating a big meal or anything like that. Anyway, so I was ill basically. So I looked at those clothes and they were tiny. And I remembered how ill I was. And I also remembered how fat I thought I was then. And seeing all the clothes racked up, loads and loads of them, like a big basket full that I'd been keeping, like I say, as storage, because there was no point in ironing them, because they weren't going to fit. But I didn't want to throw them away because they were nice. So seeing them hung up, I found shocking, but also a wake up. And I went, do you know what? These are lovely clothes, but they're not for me. These are from when I was poorly, and I'm going to give them away. And rather than being a remembrance of a time when I was having a hard time, or to maybe trigger feelings of feeling like I'd put on a lot of weight and I was not as attractive anymore, which of course a lot of women and quite a lot of men these days will empathise with, I'm going to get rid. And rather than being my guilt dress, they could be someone's best dress, right? So I got all these clothes and I took them off to the charity shop, and I felt a relief, a really overwhelming relief when I'd left them, like to the point where I kind of drove around the corner, I'd sat in the car and it was great. It was great. It was great. And I said, I'm not going to do that again. Anyway, so then, COVID happens.
So I'm just looking at the cats.
I know, they're wicked, aren't they?
Playing with the lights on. So I'm sorry, I was distracted.
So then COVID happens, and like many of you, the old COVID curves start to creep up. And, some very helpful people on here have pointed out that I'm not as slim as I was before, but who is? Some people have managed to sort of get stuck into things that don't involve just sitting down during lockdown, but I did a lot of sitting down. And I was starting to feel rubbish. And I realised that I've spent a lot of my life resenting how I am. Even when I was tiny, even when I was a size 8, I thought I was massive, right? And I didn't want to see pictures of myself. And I'd always be the one taking the pictures. I'd always be the one behind the video camera because it gave me an excuse not to be in the pictures. And I also knew that there was something weird going on because I grew up around people who had obvious problems with eating. I'm not going to diagnose them because we don't know, but the atmosphere wasn't great, and for that reason I never had scales in the house because I didn't want my kids to pick up on it. And I've always really, really worked very hard with them to tell them how healthy they are and how strong they are and what good girls they are. I've never told them that they've got to finish their plate. I've never told them anything like that. Try it. If you don't want it, that's fine. I never wanted to get heavy about food, but I never wanted to make it a thing, right? And because I thought I'd swerved it, but actually I think what's happened is, you use this term quite a lot with people who are kind of teetering on the edge, right? I think that it was just luck, really, that I didn't succumb to the same sort of problems that I've seen other people succumb to. And maybe my behaviour, not having scales in the house, is extreme, right? A lot of people have scales in the house, it's not a problem. But I just knew it wasn't for me because I would start getting competitive with myself. And rather seeing that as a proclivity to something that I needed to sort out in my head, it was like, right, that's that sorted then. That's that done. So I've started to address it, not with, I'm not doing radical diets or anything like that, but I've joined this thing that you'll see advertised where it's like a whole sort of psychological approach to it. It may or may not work, and I feel really silly telling you about this, but I'll tell you what happens with it. And if it is a rip-off or I'll tell you what happens with it. But the approach seems to be just calming down about everything. It encourages you to walk a little bit more. You get like this daily check-in thing of, right, another great day. You did so well yesterday. Let's get through today. And we'll touch base at the end. There's actually a sort of a coach as well that sends you sort of text messages through. And I know this sounds really extreme, but the worst thing I could do is to try and handle this on my own, because I think that way I could start getting a little bit obsessed and weird about it.
Voices start echoing around in your head.
Yeah. This is taking ages. There must be a faster way to do this. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. But I'm on like day 3 of it, and I'm feeling quite positive about it. Like, for example, you said to me you wanted something posting, and normally I'll go, oh God, right, well, I'll post it on the way in because it's quite a heavy bag, and I'd make excuses to myself for not walking. Now I'm thinking, all right, that gives me an excuse to walk tomorrow. I'll have a little mission. So I'm trying to look after myself and get out of that kind of conflict that I realise I've been in for a long time. Anyway, so that's what happened to me this week. That's what happened to me.
Which is actually bigger than the tone of your voice would suggest for you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you downplay it a little bit. And it's interesting you said you feel silly talking about it.
I do feel silly talking
Isn't that
about
fun?
it.
There's something there.
Because people have real problems, don't they? Is how I think of it.
Yeah.
But then I look back and I think, it's not normal to be avoiding a camera.
But then I've just seen people like Amy and others in the chat going, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I identify with that. Or I'm similar to that. And I think that can be part of the issue for people such as you, where you think, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. There are similarities with addiction. I thought, well,
I'm not as bad as that.
Yeah, well, I never did heroin.
I don't need to go to a
junkie.
group. I don't need to go to a group. I would feel like a fraud going to a group. But at the same time, I realise I'm that far away from needing a group.
Really proud of you. Do you want to hug it out?
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying to you is, don't waste your life. There's no more wasting lives and passing up opportunities and saying, oh no, I'd rather not go swimming with the kids because I don't want to. No more. So it's not about losing weight for me. It's about looking after myself. There we go. That's the end. That's the end of my story. Or the start, actually, probably. That's what it feels like. What a waste, though. God, all through my 20s and 30s.
I think I'm beginning to see from other people around me in meetings and at other places I frequent that it seems to be the majority of people wasted their 20s and their 30s.
Yeah.
When you're
Thinking they weren't doing something well enough.
Yeah, and I wonder if we need to raise the age of being an adult from 18 to 28, 38. Because I look at 32, 33-year-olds now, think, oh, those poor kids, they haven't got a clue. That's primarily because I didn't have a clue. I was just starting to kind of make sense of the world around me, but I didn't have a clue. 47, and I'm starting to. I would say I've been piecing things together since 44. But
hanging out with you makes a difference. The amount of the conversations we have had and the conversations that have been provoked by working with you made me realise that everyone's got stuff. And
I think people do.
The people that think they've got it all sorted out and haven't re-examined the situation since they were 15. I'd suggest they're kidding themselves.
We're going to have the professor on to talk about this amazing story. If you've not seen or heard Professor Joe Laevens before, it is incredible. He's incredible. He's a lecturer and an author. He's travelled the world investigating and talking about aliens. And he'll be talking about this story that was in the news this week about, I sound like a proper phone-in radio host. He'll be talking about the story this week that Israel is claiming the American government is in contact with aliens but just won't release that information because you are not ready for it. But before that, we're going to have to speak to the professor at 10, and we've got some photos he sent through. We missed
photos this time, huh?
Illustrations. We missed Gatters.
Hello.
Oh, balls. No,
You're kidding.
The camera is... Your camera's working.
Yes.
My camera that I set up is not working. So I'm going to have to... Let me just do the cheat workaround because it will annoy me. It worked earlier.
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it. I can't do that, but I can do that. No, I can do that. You should see us. Here we go. If I click on it.
I can see you because I've got the iPad. I can see you on that. So.
No, I know, but you should be able to see us on your Skype. God damn.
Before we lose the mood,
yes,
can I just say, big up to both of you. I'm not an expert. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I used to work in a department that dealt with people with ADHD, and the bravery it takes to step forward and say you might have it and you want help is great. And I know this wasn't entirely what you were talking about, Kath, but I now work with people with eating disorders and who do a lot with body image and things like that. And again, the bravery it takes to step forward and tell a professional, I want help, should be applauded. Well done to both of you. Keep going.
Can you diagnose me?
Yeah, you've got everything.
Yes!
Is that what you wanted?
Yes!
As long as it's free, Gatford, he'll have it.
Yes! Yes, I want
And in regret, I'm afraid that guy was that your doctor was right. It also cost the NHS about 1,500.
Unlucky. I've paid for it.
Fair enough.
Give me. I tell you what. Let's stop all these bloody immigrants coming over here and give me a little bit of what I've paid for.
Well, hang on a minute. A lot of the immigrants are the doctors.
Yeah, well, let's stop them coming over here and then give me what I've paid for.
Okay.
What happens if it's an immigrant doctor that diagnoses you? How
right.
They come over here, taking our diagnoses.
Once they've diagnosed me, they can bugger off back home.
What if you need treatment?
You'll take that first.
Some of them can stay, but not in council housing.
And just to say, amihoxetine, or I can't pronounce it, is only one of a number of ADHD meds. Okay, so don't be worried about
Can
that.
you write me a prescription for tramadol?
I think he's saying yes.
On serious matters.
Yes.
I hope you saw the clip that was sent to you by Lino on Twitter.
I did see this clip.
I wondered whether it could be played out and whether I could get my apology.
I did see this clip.
I mean, we are bang to rights.
Can
fair
you
enough.
explain for the uninitiated?
Yeah.
Can you explain exactly what this clip, what it is, what we were talking about, and why this clip is so important to a sad little man such as yourself?
So basically, yesterday, Iain and Kath announced that they're thinking of doing an afternoon show, and I said thank you. That was my idea. Really should get some sort of recognition for that. Iain challenged me, and Kath backed him up about finding the clip from the Tier 3 and mods meeting. And my arch nemesis, I say nemesis because I've probably got more than one, found the clip on Twitter and sent.
Here's the clip. We're watching this guy here. All right, this guy. You might not hear this, Gatford, so just bear with us. This is the clip. You're watching this guy here.
Idiots in the chat. Gatford. Hey, you frozen, mate.
Free.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Everybody gets a cheer.
Well, you're moving. I don't know if it's better or not. But what have you brought anything?
Yeah, I got two crackers.
You see a doctor about that.
The first one is in order to be subversive and play the chat.
I think that we should do the show during the day.
So just in case you missed it, Gatford says clearly, I think that we should do the show during the day. Here it is again.
The first one is in order to be subversive and play the chat.
I think that we should do the show during the day.
So yeah, Gatford, I apologise. It turns out that you are right. You did say we should do the show during the day.
That's perfectly fine, Iain. Thank you very much. Is there any chance that when you do the show, you could name it in honor of Gatford or something?
We will definitely do that.
In memoriam to Gatford. It's what he would have wanted.
We will definitely do that. Isn't that right? I'm going to close Skype.
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying? It worked earlier.
I would say less annoying, more typical.
Something happened to this computer. How do I do Control Alt Delete? That's it. Task Manager. We're going to close Skype. No, that didn't work. We're going to close. Right. Okay. Something has happened to this computer when it crashed the other day, and it just.
Did you try a wet reset?
No, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you remember we had that guy on, Stephen Murdoch, he said at one point about a wet reset, and we had a load of people phone in afterwards complaining that their computers had been broken.
That is true, actually. By
inserting water into them. It turns out it was not advised practice by most of the big laptop companies, so I just wondered if that's what you'd done.
It does not bloody work. So yeah, next Thursday.
Oh, you've been hanging out with those cats too long.
The shadow you can see is George licking himself on the car. He's sat on the cardigan. I tossed off. He's licking himself.
Literally no shame.
That's the
that
shadow
cat.
you can see. Well, now I've set. So annoying. I've now set Skype to that camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't work.
Okay, and I saw it working this afternoon.
It worked this afternoon.
That's the galling thing. Is there a timer on it?
A timer?
You know, like my step-granddad used to put a timer on the telly so everyone had to go to bed at 10.
What, an actual clock? Or you say...
It would be on a, do you remember in the 80s when you went on holiday and you wanted the burglar to think you were turning the lights
God,
on?
Yeah.
So you'd stick a lamp in a plug with a timer on it and it would tick.
Yeah.
He did that for the telly, and so it would turn up. He does it for the telly, probably. He still lives. He lives on his own, but I bet he still does it. So the telly goes off at 10, and then it's piano time for him, and everyone else has to go to bed.
Piano time. I don't get.
It's like the Phantom of the Opera.
I'm old enough to remember. I think I remember it. Meters on TVs when you'd hire a TV from Rumbelows or something.
Put pennies in.
You put money in and turn the meter. Yeah. I hired a TV and a VHS video recorder when I was house sharing after college. We hired those from Rumbelows.
I found out my mate Deggy, this was in the mid-noughties, was still hiring his television. I didn't know they did that anymore.
Vlakados, please keep your beak out of my business.
He means thank you for your advice.
If that camera is set to activate in Streamlabs, even though it's not being used, it will not work on Skype.
Oh. A bit higher.
It has been working for some reason. It's just too low. Hang on a minute. It has been working. Have you got soft focus on?
No, I am soft.
It has been working for some reason. The past 2 months. So, what you're saying...
Could you get out of my frame?
Is bollocks. Bollocks. Bollocks is what you've got there.
Bollocks is what you've got there. Is that your diagnosis?
No.
Them's and bollocks.
What's that? I don't care. Weird must be different than OBS then. No.
Don't.
We're using Streamlabs. Do you want to make this about you, Vlakados? We're using Streamlabs OBS, and it's been working for the last few months like that. Okay. Update video card drivers. Okay, I'll do that now. There we go, done. I didn't want to hit anything too hard in case I ended the stream.
That's the typing I do when I'm pretending to work.
Didn't want to end the stream. And that could have happened. That could have happened.
Computers don't do that anymore, do they?
No. I mean, here's the annoying thing. All right, well, I can't set it up tomorrow because...
Busy.
I'm going to college, right? But, so I can't... I'm not going to fanny about tomorrow. But I fannied about today doing it, and it worked. I fannied about today doing it, and it worked. I don't want any help of the technical nature because it was working earlier. Nothing has changed. Thank you, Rose. Got it? Read it? Seen it? Right, I think we should phone the professor
Let's
up.
get some sense. Let's get some science. Let's get some thinking. Let's get some universal
I got a cameo request.
spirituality.
Let me do a cameo request
I don't
first.
think it's right to do it on the camera. I think it should just be for them.
Here we go. Well, why? It makes it more special.
That everyone else has seen it first.
For them, it makes it more
I
special.
don't want a second-hand present.
It makes it more special for these people to know that I can do it.
Okay.
I'll do it later. You've ruined the vibe. You've ruined the vibe. Right, let's kill Freudian clip. Slip. Let's call the professor.
Yeah.
So let us call him. It's saying that it 0774. I shouldn't say it out loud, should I?
No.
Oh, they can hear. You can hear it. So this is about the big alien story. That if you just want to explain the story before we go to the professor, Katherine.
Some bloke in...
But don't do it like that.
A professor in Israel has suggested that aliens are real and Donald Trump knows about it, but you have not been told because you can't handle the truth.
And it's been a big, huge story. It was in The Independent. It's a huge story.
So
and I thought we would get Professor Joe Laevens on to the show. And I think we should have the professor on now. Good evening, Professor.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Katherine. It's great to speak to you.
How are you doing, Professor Joe Laevens? How is lockdown 2 treating you?
Well, as you may be familiar, I've been writing my book, Body of Evidence, Convening with the Alien Superspecies, by Professor Joseph Laevens. So I've been very busy with that, promoting it over mostly remotely from my office. But like anyone, I'm really looking forward to getting back, getting to the conferences, speaking to people, getting back out there.
The vaccine, I'm sure it must be, as a man of science, you must be very excited by the vaccine.
Oh, indeed. But I mean, this is partly what I wanted to talk about. There's no conceivable way that we could come up with a vaccine that had not been formulated, which had not been offered to us by a body, perhaps an alien superspecies with a higher intelligence than ourselves.
Wow!
So I don't think that's. Oh yeah, I don't think that's any surprise to
you
anyone.
Don't think it could have come? You don't think Earth science is good enough to have created a COVID-19 vaccine? Wow!
No, certainly not. I mean, there's been many digital. You only have to look at digital entertainment, digital communication. That comes from alien intelligence. That's beyond question.
Professor Laevens, I was at the co-op yesterday and I heard a bloke talking to his neighbour saying that he reckoned that probably COVID came from someone doing it with an alien. Your thoughts?
Well, I have discussed that before. I don't think people have done it with an alien before, and there are certain diseases that come from aliens, bomb, etc., and
space
that
AIDS.
can cause space AIDS. Is something you said last time. I don't know that space AIDS is a real thing, but I know that certain germs can be.
If you've got AIDS in space, that is space AIDS.
Okay, it's not been called that before. I've never heard it called before, but there's AIDS.
Can you get space warts?
Space
warts.
Yes, indeed. It was a fact that Apollo 19, they returned, and another Michael Collins had wart right on his and just between his ball sack and his knob.
The taint.
Oh, the taint, yeah.
So this story, huge story, Professor. Huge story. The Israel is saying it and America have been in contact with aliens, but we just aren't ready to know about it yet.
My contention in the book, this comes from Professor Hamid Ashed, who was a former space chief, and he says not only aliens exist, humanity, yes, that's right, is not ready for us to convene with them. In my book, my contention is more that the way of communicating is so abhorrent. The way that the alien superspecies conducts itself is so contrary to how we in the civilized world operate.
You're saying that how they maybe it's not even speech, but how they communicate, we would find upsetting.
Yes, I mean I played you recordings before, but this is one. This is one that we had, and this is no secret. I've been playing this for quite some time. When I go on my talks, when I go touring, give my seminars, and this is you may be familiar with Konkili language from Barbinkian 23.
That's your wife,
and
ex-wife, I think.
It was at some point a marriage. The marital vows were taken. Not something that I don't think anyone would recognize them as vows on planet Earth. But this was the way that her father communicated. If you just let me play this. This is repeating.
Sounds like Flipper.
So it's it's like a typing noise and then a farting noise.
Well, farting is expelling air. If you have a look at the diagram I
know what
sent you, I don't know
farting
whether
is.
you're. Pardon?
I know what farting is. I'm just saying that to me is what it
I
sounded
know
like.
you know what farting is. I'm saying that's not necessarily farting, expelling air
But
from
what did it
bumhole is not
mean?
really.
Was that a warning? Was that?
Well, that was a warning. Yes, that is correct. That was a warning.
Yeah,
To-
it felt
Just
quite
hear this last
alarming, yeah.
bit at the end. This is the warning. That is the warning at the end, and a curse at the end. Leave my daughter. Leave my daughter. No human with my daughter. And the final.
Where is
the
Space
final,
Johnny?
The final one. And just play the final one again. Warning. That was the warning at the end there.
You're creating some controversy in the chat. Can I read you a couple of comments, please? I've just lost one that said this isn't something you should joke about. And then the Nocturnal Scribe says, if you follow the development and history of vaccination and immunology and the virtuous circle of scientific inquiry, you can clearly
Which I have. Yeah.
of course, which you can clearly see the stepwise development of theory and practice. To say propose the vaccine is the product of aliens is just nonsense.
Right.
Maybe instead of staring out into the heavens, you, Professor, should study immunology.
Okay. I've been near an alien's anus, and I've heard...
You've been what, sorry?
I've been near an alien's anus.
Yeah.
This is how they communicate. I've heard this. And if that person... I don't know who wrote that. That doesn't seem particularly eloquent.
The Nocturnal Scribe.
Okay, who is that?
I've no idea. This is someone in the chat. We
I
don't know.
don't think that's his given name.
No, we don't know who that is.
Okay. The sphincter opens. The sphincter speaks.
Is this a haiku?
Now, no.
Loku.
Very loku.
Very loku. No, it speaks and it stinks. But the point is, it can communicate. And this Nocturnal Scribe and the other guy who said that it mustn't be joked about, I would invite you to come to see some of my work at NASA. And if there's ever the opportunity, oh boy, I want to see one of those guys come and be face to face.
You'd like
with
to
an
see
alien.
okay. So you would like to see the Nocturnal Scribe come
Yes,
while
I
you
would.
show him your bumhole.
Yeah,
Right. Now you've
not
sent
my
us.
bumhole, not my bumhole.
Nope. Okay. You've sent us some. Now, are these photographs that you've sent us? I've not opened them yet.
It's just drawings. They're from 2004.
Diagrams.
Shall I open the first? I've got
sure.
the first one. Okay.
Tell
so
me, describe which one that is.
it is NASA equipment circa 2004. I'm just wondering if
That
I
is
can.
correct.
I'm just going to make this there we go. Nice and big so it fills the screen. I'm going to move us out of the way over here. So talk us through this. This is an ear trumpet.
An ear, that is, of course, a colloquial term. The ear trumpet. It is a highly sophisticated piece of listening equipment, which would be put near the alien's bum hole to listen to any communication that's being, broadcast. The second one is I call it a twirly stick, which has a bit on the end that goes up the bum hole and forces out some kind of communication.
Hang on, what is? I just got distracted for a second. What is this? What is this? This is to do with the aliens, how they communicate.
I don't know if you've been listening. That's precisely what I'm saying.
Okay,
Now this professor explains why they're so obsessed with our bum holes.
Yes, that's correct, sir. That is correct.
So you've got an ear trumpet, which it looks like
That's
it's okay, and you've got a stick.
That's just some ornamental. That's some ornamental, carvings I put on the side.
It looks like a carrot.
A stick. Stick
with
with
a curly bit
It
on
says
the end.
stick with curly edge. And what happens with that? Do you think?
It goes up the ring piece and forces out some communication.
The aliens ring piece.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got a picture of bee-hole. What's that?
That's the thing is bumhole.
Bumhole, sorry. And
bee-hole I put as abbreviation.
And the speech bubble says conkeely, etc. Brackets speaking.
Well, that's just to illustrate that the alien is speaking.
So it might not always say
I don't know
conkeely,
what,
it might say something else.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Kompake.
Sorry?
Kompake.
Okay.
Kompake is a greeting.
Okay.
compake, which they may have been saying there.
Yeah, and there's. I mean, I don't know. There's little kind of like sort of dots jumping off the alien's bum. What is that?
I don't know. That might have been a mistake. I don't know why I did that.
And also, I noticed that the buttocks have been coloured in. Is that a design, a traditional design?
Has he been slapped?
What was colored in?
His buttocks.
The buttocks.
No, that was just an illustration. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, it's artistic. Okay.
Well, I believe I only had two felt tip pens. One was yellow, and the other one was orange. And the orange one is the actual.
Okay,
let's open. The yellow ones come out green.
Let's open the second image.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know. I've got to be careful with TOS. So, just mods, if you could just let me know if we're getting close to breaking TOS.
Right.
Terms of service. This is the rear view
of an alien species.
Alien, and he's doing. It looks like he's got poo.
No,
I think that's his junk.
That's his junk.
That's his junk.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. And that's his anus, alien anus. You put alien anus and then alien's bumhole, etc. What would the etc. possibly be?
That's hang down at the back there.
Can I ask you a question, Professor?
Yes, sir.
Have you been drinking this evening?
No, I have not.
I'm just asking. You seem a little bit vaguer than usual. Is something going on?
No, certainly not. There's nothing going on. And people have accused me of just trying to sell my book, but that's not the case. This comes after years of dedicated research with NASA, and I would wholeheartedly refute that if anyone wants to say.
If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat, and we will pass them on to the Professor. Mookie asked a question. Wacky Backy Joe. Don't know what that means.
Well, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
No, I don't know what that means. What was your job at NASA? Just going to cover those.
Well, probing. I was a prober.
With my face.
Pardon?
I'm just covering those balls up, so we can't afford another ban.
No.
What was your job at NASA?
Well, I was a prober. I was a communicator. I translate a lot of the, as I say, I translate a lot of this sort of thing. This sort of thing roughly.
Sorry, you're mumbling. The line's breaking up a little bit.
No, that sort of thing there would. I'm just playing on a loop now.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing that on a loop now.
Okay.
Right? For example, that translates as Onkale, leave my daughter. Konkali, leave my daughter. Konkali is stranger.
Great question here from Dan. Why is the speech bubble near his head if he talks out of his bum? And I think he's referring to the alien professor, not you.
Yeah, I messed that up. So
you messed that up. Okay, that's fair enough.
I didn't have a rubber, and I knew we were on air shortly. But you're right. It comes out of his.
Okay, and you've copyrighted the image there. So
yes, sir.
Someone says. Someone says, doesn't... Alan asks, NASA, I've always wondered what it stands for. Is it the National Arse Space Agency? I suppose if it was American, it would be AS, wouldn't it? It would be AS instead of ARS.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I'm not prepared to answer that. That's
okay. Spangle says, does the professor make a living with this bullshit?
Oh.
That's a little harsh. I'm an academic. I've been making my living with this for over 30 years. But
that, I guess, is the part of the argument of your new book, Body of Evidence, Convening with the Alien Superspecies. That
yes, sir.
Humans aren't ready for this stuff, and when we're afraid, we make jokes.
First, we ridicule them.
Absolutely right.
Then we say they're talking bollocks. Then we carry on saying they're talking bollocks. Then we laugh a bit more.
Oh, people can laugh all they want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm telling you now that they have got some horrible, horrible habits. Sometimes I don't know. I'm going to put this delicately. I don't want to upset anyone with the TOS, but let's put it this way: wiping up doesn't happen.
Okay, like my kids.
Yeah, it could happen a bit more thoroughly.
The bum hole is yellow and green, and then I'm guessing that's brown.
No, I've explained that. I have explained that.
Oh, so it's
I
not
only had a
actual
certain amount of felt tips.
Right.
My wife was borrowed the felt tips. She's a
what
school
for?
teacher. She needed them. She's a school teacher. She needed them. So I was.
Have you married a human? Have you married a human woman now?
Yes, you know that. You know that. My wife, Sarah, has been a teacher for quite some time.
Okay. And what does Sarah think of all of this? As
Well-
people in the chat are calling bullshit.
Well, they can say what they like, and I have a very loving relationship with my wife, and I know that it's odd that I was married to Bob Rinkem 23. My wife doesn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
We had fully finished that. We, consummated that relationship with Bob Rinkem.
Yeah.
And my wife and I have normal sexual relations as any humans do.
Okay.
And that's fine, She doesn't worry about that.
Richard says the alien's bumhole looks like a jammy Dodger, which it does.
That is correct. That is correct. No, it does. That's exactly what it does. Yeah, that's right.
Alfie says, can the professor describe the aroma coming from the alien's anus? A sensible question at last.
It stinks. Absolutely stinks. It penetrates to high heaven.
Okay. Matty asked,
It makes you gip. Oh, God,
Sorry?
it's awful. It's horrible.
What could you compare it to?
I'll poo in that.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I suspected.
Yeah.
Okay. Matty says, and this may be too painful, where is Bob Binkiam now?
I don't know. I mean, there are times I look up into the huge void above my head in Peterborough, and I wonder where she is. And occasionally I sense she's around. I mean, they could be amongst us. All I know is I thought I saw her in Northampton Town Center not long ago, and I followed someone I thought was her, but it wasn't. It was just a lady worked in the market.
Bestie Boy says, is the professor telling us that if someone was to crack the security to the White House, say by the back door, so to speak, would we find evidence of aliens? Great question.
Oh.
Is that some kind of crude euphemism about a back door and the?
It could be. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I apologise.
No, that's right.
Where did the professor get his doctorate from? Toys R. No, that's rude as well.
Outrageous.
I think wouldn't. I'm trying to find questions that aren't rude. Sorry, is she down the pub? What is the?
I've had this before with your show.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is always worth it because people don't take my research
Selling the
seriously.
is the book Body of Evidence, Convening with Alien Superspecies.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go. Danny says, the professor's in Peterborough. I'm 10 minutes away near Huntingdon. Can we meet up for an alien milkshake?
We could certainly meet up. I don't know what that means about a milkshake. Yeah, if you want to meet up, it's certainly... the telescope, he'll be aware of the telescope near Huntingdon. We could meet there.
Can we find some sensible questions? Paddy says, where do aliens originate? Is it Uranus?
Lucretia says, my mum is from Huntingdon, so there's a possible lead.
Does that help at all?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, what, in finding Barbinkian?
Yeah.
No, it was Northampton. That's not near Huntingdon.
Some support here. Monkey Boy, I think it's terrible that people mock this man. He's an expert in his field and should be treated with the respect he deserves.
That's Gove, isn't it? We are sick and tired of experts. That's the problem. That's the line.
That is the problem. Suddenly everyone's an expert. I'm offering concrete proof, academic proof, scientific proof about an alien sphincter, all a bit around there, and people are lampooning me. No, it's no good.
Okay. How does? No. All of these questions are actually quite unpleasant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's call it
salacious. They are salacious.
Yeah. Alien nitrate, probing deeper Uranus, loads of Uranus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard it all before.
This man is an asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's so are you. Whoever said that.
Oh, do aliens eat or use anything off of the Earth?
Great question.
Thank you. Good question. Corn on the cob.
Okay.
They like it because it looks all strange in that.
It does look strange in that, doesn't it?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
Professor,
it does. Like alien vegetable, I call it.
Okay. Well, okay. Okay. So, Professor, just give us the book one more time.
You want the name of the book? Well, I have it coming out. It's published by Matthew. Body of Evidence: Convening with the Alien Superspecies by Professor Joseph Laevens. Thank you so much.
One final question for Baggio says, with or without butter, Professor?
Which one without butter?
With or without butter?
Who's that from? Vaggio?
For Baggio.
Vaggio.
For Baggio.
Formaggio, I don't know. I mean, I like it with butter. I mean, sometimes I have it.
I've got to be honest. I think we're kind of going off on a tangent, Professor. It's probably best that we move on.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate
thank you.
it.
And what will you be doing over Christmas?
Well, I don't celebrate Christmas. I will be doing my research. I think that the more we learn about this intergalactic space, the less I believe in myth. I'm all about the facts. And I think if you read my book, you will find that.
All about the sex?
The facts.
Facts. Oh, we have got a sensible question. Last question. Twitch Custard Pie says, do they drink tea or coffee, and do you have to put it in a big bowl so they can siphon it up with their arse? No. Not a great question. Sorry, I shouldn't have done
that's not good. Not good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Very interesting as ever, and I'll be thinking about those diagrams for a long time. I really fancy a jammy dodger.
Yeah. Random ban, says Caramba.
Oh, this is
an email. Iain, I was banned on the 8th of December while listening to the excellent guest musician. The last comment I had made about 10 or 15... Random ban. The last comment I had made about 10 or 15 minutes before was in appreciation of the gingerbread house they made. I have requested to be unbanned, but have heard nothing. Well...
You won't, not till Friday.
Not till Friday.
5 so far.
I was banned once before, which I was informed by a mod was a mistake only after I took to Twitter. 1 accidental banning. Okay. 2 accidental bannings.
Also, thought I would let you know sounds an awful lot like Grassin.
Fortunately for me, I've dropped social media from my life. Unfortunately, it looks like it has cut off the only way to appeal a random ban. TLNA is an enjoyable show, and it's a real downer to be randomly branded as a problem. Twice. Thought I would let you know. Best. Caramba. We don't need to reveal it, but I've got to see it. I've got to see it. How do we see it?
Well, I don't like to look at them before Friday.
Let me have a look.
Everyone waits their turn. Everyone.
Let me look. We're not going to make a decision and read it.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay. I don't know how to make it smaller. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so in the interest of fairness, we look at everyone on a Friday. So it's not like we're keeping you on the naughty step or anything like that. Everyone waits till Friday.
Friday. Professor, here's the thing. We're not going to get guests if you
ridicule them.
Someone's put Professor Bumcum.
What?
Bumcum, like bunkum, but Bumcum.
Are they trying to spell Babinkim?
I could come.
Hopefully, let's assume
Advis,
that that's what they're doing. But we're not going to get guests as good as that if you don't give them the respect that they deserve.
Or demand, yeah.
0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. We're only doing another 35 minutes. Could the Professor's sketches make it to your Etsy store, Katherine? Could make a smashing cushion.
Oh, I couldn't possibly sell those. They don't belong to me. You saw the copyright on there.
Yeah. 0203 286 6370. We're kind of taking a bit of a chilled vibe this evening.
Clash of Clans 75. Can you get some flat earthers? Anyone can ring us, and we've had people ring up with
We've
flat
spoken to
earth,
flat
haven't we?
earthers, yeah. They're normally stoned or quite
I'll be honest,
aggressive.
yeah, it normally ends up being quite tedious.
Cyberpunk unlocked soon. I've heard Cyberpunk mixed reviews. Mixed reviews. That's the game with Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh.
Mixed reviews is I think it's supposed to be mixed reviews. I might play some. I've got the kids at the weekend, so I'll be playing. Well, no, I won't. What will I be playing? I'll be playing crap. So yeah, slightly shorter show tonight because I'm tired. I'm not really feeling the vibe. But I wanted to do the show this evening, but I just want to do...
Yes.
It's my last day of college tomorrow. Term 1. Over.
That's flown by, hasn't it? You've got something on the end of your nose here, like
Where?
a black dot. A little bit of something. You can barely see it.
That?
Yeah.
That's the spot, I think.
No, it's black. Come here, see. Let me see. It's gone.
Okay.
It's gone.
Um,
That's a real mate, that.
So that term has gone. So that's it's 5 terms. It's not even a 2-year course. It's 5 terms, and I'm a term through it. So probably spring, I can start looking for a placement. But I might have to wait because of vaccines, and I know that the year 2 students, a lot of them have not been able to do a placement because of the stuff. So I might look at placement, and I think you have to do like 200 hours or 120 hours or something, and if you do it on Zoom, it counts as half an hour. And then it's not quite like that. No, that's because you have to then have a supervisor that you have to go to. So because if it gets quite heavy for you, you can go to your supervisor and go, oh man, I was dealing with this guy and it really got really angry and I just want to, and so you kind of offload on them. The Zoom thing is slightly different. You can do, I think, 4 or 5 hours. I think it's 5 hours or 4 hours per 1 hour with a supervisor, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's happening. That's going to happen. I'm excited about that.
You did it. You did a whole term.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I did.
And you've been enjoying it.
Loving it.
Has anyone reminded you about the book, says Grande Lazio?
Oh, no, they haven't. Let's do the sponsors first, and then we'll do the book. Let's go and have a look at Team 17. Let's go and see what
I like them.
Let's go and see what the hell is going on, because I don't know what all the fuss is about. So they've started their own store.team17.com, right? I don't know what the fuss is about. And they've got a code TLNA, which will get you... So they're having a huge sale, and TLNA will get you 17% off. So Monster Sanctuary was $13.99, now $12.60, but then you get another 10% off.
Have they got Overcooked? Because they did Overcooked, didn't they?
Yeah, Overcooked.
And Overcooked 2.
Overcooked is Overcooked is from $12.99 to $3.25. This is for PC, right? It's down from $12.99 to $3.25. Plus, you get 17% off, which is about 48 pence.
What's that Overcooked 2 campfire cook-off? Carnival of Chaos. There's loads of them. Surf and Turf.
Oh, Jesus. I hate Overcooked because I like the first 2 rounds because I go, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
It's kind of meditative, isn't it?
This is fun. And then you go, this is nuts, man.
We end up screaming at each other.
Stop it. Look, 16 item bundle.
Is it in China they call it Divorce
Kitchen or something like that. So let's go back home. So they've got all of these games, right? Sign up to the newsletter. Look at this, man. I love it.
Oh, these are so much fun.
It's so much fun. Worms Rumble. Is that the new one? Moving Out, Main Assembly, Butt Brawl. Life of Team 17.
There's that bloody onion.
Look at that. These people are having look attractive, young, talented people having fun. No, thank you.
Hate
them. So they've got this whole website, and if you go store.team17.com, I'm not going to buy this, but assume you buy. Let's say you buy Neon Abyss for £12, reduced from $15.99. Then you type in, then you put in your code. So hang on, let me see. You put in TLNA. So that's £12. Go into your email. All right. So okay. Well, let's put late night or.
Hang on, no coupon code at the top, email at the bottom there in the green.
Okay. All right. So TLNA, and then we put late. Imagine if it didn't make the price more expensive. Late night alternative at gmail.com. So that game would be £12. I've entered a valid coupon code. I've entered the coupon code. What the hell?
It's in caps.
It's in caps. There you go. You say £2 and 4 pence. It's in caps. Thank you, Catherine.
17%, my friend.
Go and have a look, guys. Go and have a look. The link is in the chat. Team 17, thanking you for your ongoing support. You guys, 30 years. Happy birthday, guys. Happy birthday. Talk to me about this
some
guy.
cracking games on there.
Some great games.
Sometimes the game of life isn't so cracking, and you have to get divorced.
Get divorced.
But don't do it without Gregorian Emerson family law solicitors, otherwise you'll get a load of grief and bother that you don't want. They try and smooth things out to make sure that your family has the best chance of getting on the right foot to continue on the path of life separate yet still as a family. So Gregorian Emerson family law sisters, they're good blokes.
You could be getting divorced if, like Katherine and also like Tunebug, you can't get through the training area of Worms Rumble.
I find it very tricky indeed.
You're not the only person. I'm going to have a little go.
Right, I do all the bits and I follow
Thank you,
the
Chief
arrows, and then I get to the bit where they've got like loads of different weapons, and then I can't see what I shoot
YouTube.
everything.
Look on YouTube.
There's one thing. No, that's cheating. Then I keep shooting this target, and it keeps popping back up again, and I keep blasting this wall, seeing if I can get through that way. Can't.
Ooh.
So it's I find it very tricky indeed.
That was an alarm telling me to call Professor Joe Laevens. Poseidon Safety Management. Nick, who is the brains behind Poseidon Safety Management, he is a good guy, and his kind of plan is to make the community better. He wants to improve the community, so he charges for stuff and does a lot of stuff for free. They're the largest suppliers of guard dogs in the 2 counties. All patrols are done by local people. They don't just turn up and go home. They get involved. They get their hands dirty. Zeus, who we talk about, the dog was abandoned at 1 year old, saved by Nick. Anyone that saves rescue animals of any, I prefer cats.
Heroes.
But anyone that saves rescue animals, yes, man. So, found Zeus at 1, saved him, trained him, and now he's a working dog. At the start of Corona, they offered free patrols for local pubs. At the start of lockdown, they gave free security to a school that had been broken into. Recently, they gave free security to a nursery that had been broken into. It's a good company.
Yeah, and if you want to give them a ring and talk about possibilities,
Penises.
you won't be obliged to take them on. And there are some
Penises.
things they won't be able to help you with, but they'll point you in the right direction. Basically, they just want you to make you feel safer and to make you more confident that your property is secure.
Do the dogs argue about the correct way to have a cream tea? Rob, I cannot get involved in that conversation because I do not want this stream to explode. Abicare, specialist addictions recovery clinics. Before they advertised with us, before it was even a thing that they were going to advertise with us, they saw, or someone from there saw that I was struggling and relapsed and privately messaged me. I don't mind sharing this, saying, "Do you want to come and stay for a bit? Do you want to come?" Because they're good people. Listen, they ain't going to do that for everyone. I get it. But they a fan of the show, a fan more of what we were talking about earlier, about what we have created, in where it is okay for people to talk about drugs and sex, talk about food, to talk about the crap that goes on in here, even though on the outside we look like normal, sorted, sensible people. I think we've all got a little something going on.
Yeah.
And Abicare saw that we were doing that in a world where we could double the viewers by
Stirring it
up and pointing at them because they look different and saying, let's get rid of the masks and all of that crap.
They offered to help me out as well if I needed to talk about stuff.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Abicare.co.uk. If you've got a problem with any kind of addiction, or and let me broaden that, because I think there are similarities with eating disorders, but some you might hear addiction and think, oh, drugs and alcohol. It can cover anything that you do secretly that causes you shame. There we go. You'll know what that means. That's a good way of putting it, isn't it? You'll know what that means.
It could be shopping and hiding it because you realise that it looks mad to everyone else. We all do stuff, right?
If it's you that does something secretly that causes you shame, you'll know what it is. You'll know. That'll mean something to you. Abicare.co.uk. Go and have a word with them.
They get it.
Thanking you very much.
Oh, and mention that advert. You get 25% off.
25% off. 0203 286 6370.
Yeah, they sent an email when you were struggling and said, if you want to come over, and Katherine, we can also, if you want to talk stuff over.
That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't it?
Had you told me that before? It doesn't ring
I think so, yeah. But I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was a hazy time.
Tell me about it, man.
We were just trying to get through it.
Tell me about it, man. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to try and see if this works now. I don't think it's going to work because it's asking me to sign into Zoom. Won't start the camera. It won't recognise the new camera. What the goddamn hell is this piece of trash that's going on over here? Why is it doing that?
We haven't answered. There is a reason. My uncle works as a scientist for the government. He did research on why vaccines cause autism. Can he call in? Yes, but your uncle doesn't exist.
Why
That was
don't you-
discredited such a long time
Why
ago.
don't you call in? Why don't you call in now? You, Big Stuck, call in now. Let me get every Big Stuck is going to call in, or his uncle's going to call in now.
His uncle. I used to go to school with a bloke whose cousin was a boxer.
Big Stuck, I've got a girlfriend in Australia.
Different school, right?
Big Stuck, call in now. You're no scientist. I've noticed. You call in now. If your next message is not, I'm calling now, I'm going to block you from this channel.
Oh dear, it's all gone quiet.
You're calling now. Okay. 0203 286 6370. It's not ringing. It's not ringing.
We're looking at it.
It's not ringing. It's not ringing. Oh, you were saying you're calling him so that I couldn't block you. Okay, I tell you what. Why don't you get lost, you weirdo spreading shit that kills people. Bye. Bye. We don't want none of that bullshit here.
Al McPherson apparently is an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Oh,
People.
I was going to say the second mention of Elle Macpherson. It's not. It's Nell McAndrew. One each.
Different person.
We got one each. So why? Jesus. So Zoom doesn't work. Let's just put this here just in case we get a call. Oh God, this is honestly I cannot. This is so goddamn frustrating.
I saw you looking at the YouTube.
It worked earlier.
Yeah, I saw you looking at the tutorial.
I could come.
Thank you, David, for gifting
Wow,
5 subs.
thank you.
Made $51 last night. I mean, geez, Christmas is coming up and
I
everything.
could come.
It
come.
worked earlier, and now it does not work. It's the most.
What are we using now that you weren't using this afternoon?
come.
Nothing.
That's the weirdest thing.
I could come.
Thanks, Zato.
I mean, I don't want to go through everything, and well, no one's calling, so I might as well do a tech. Might as well do a tech thing because no one's calling. Anyone want to call?
There's lots of claims to fame in the chat. My dad
Go
broke a
on.
mirror in front of the Queen at Buckingham Palace during a job.
Wow, you can get. Well, if your dad must be dead then, because camera 2.
Boris came to my school, says new to this too. Can I say I'm Prime Minister? Turns out.
Yeah, it turns out.
We got a phone call.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
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 Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
That was great from Professor Laevens. He obviously knows his subject.
Very thought-provoking always, isn't he?
I'm not sure that I've bought it all, but, I'll reconsider it. Now, it's been a long while since I've done a film review, guys and gals.
Excellent. What you got?
So, this is, I don't know if you've seen it, the film is called The Assistant.
No.
And it's about...
Talk to me.
The Me Too movement, really. It's about a woman who goes into a male-dominated office and the subtle things that happen in the office which makes her feel demeaned. And following on from that, when she does make a complaint, what happens to her afterwards. And it's very, very subtly and well done. It's not, it hasn't got sort of much in terms of the an exciting narrative, but it's It's very well acted and very well made, and the subject matter is very serious. So I definitely recommend that to anyone.
Where could we see that movie?
Right, you can see that, I believe, on Amazon Prime. I think it's there. But if you just put The Assistant in IMDb, it'll tell you which platform you can see it on.
Okay.
Yeah, just Google it, mate. Why are you asking
I could
Alistair?
Google it. Well, he's reviewing the film. I would like a film reviewer to tell me where I can then go out and see a film.
Yeah. Well, you went to see a film the other day at Home Alone 2.
No, it was at the Odeon in Aylesbury, and it was Home Alone 1.
Oh, right, okay.
But just because I went and saw one film, it doesn't mean I know where to see all films.
All films. No, that's the problem, isn't it? You have to keep checking.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so if you go to IMDb, it will suggest where you can find it. But
HTTPS, //
Okay.
/
All right. It's getting late. It's getting late, Alistair. She's getting a little bit wibbly wobbly.
IMDb. Right,
She's getting a little bit. She's getting a little bit precious.
I'm being clear, so everyone can follow. Right.
Katherine, I'm loving the hair, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. My daughter, my youngest daughter, was scared.
Hazy, is that true? Bitty McLean had a go on my PS1. Is that true?
Wow.
Is that true? Evidence, please. Are we just going to have you Googling it? 100% true. I bet you've written a song about it. What are you doing?
I put it in wrong. I didn't do the HTTPS.
I don't think it is HTT. You don't need to. All right, Alistair,
No,
thank you.
IMDb. Cheers.
Thank you, Alistair. We just missed this phone call.
Just enjoying Googling.
Just enjoying getting on my
I could come.
wick. Thank you, Mr. Joe Blogs.
The assistant.
Hello, I'm sorry, but the person you've called is not...
Is a bottler.
Julia Garner. Isn't it?
What does it get on IMDb? No, go up to the top. It'll give it a... Right, they click on the film. Jesus.
The assistant.
Hey, Will.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just sat in my conservatory,
Yes.
staring out the window into the darkness. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on, so I'm supposed to have a chat tomorrow with my agent about, maybe possibly booking some shows in for next year.
Yep.
And I just don't know whether I just wanted to. I don't know whether it's worth it. I just wanted to know your thoughts on how you guys think things are going to play out.
Well, you were offered, weren't you, a gig for next year?
We were offered to do a Rabbit Hole, which is the show that Katherine and I used to do in Manchester. Let me check. What was her name? Xena, wasn't it? Let me just check. When didn't give a date. We were asked to do a show next year, and I said no because I don't want to really do live shows anymore. It doesn't really appeal to me. I think I may have done my last. Here's what I'm thinking, Will. My thinking is if my job. What am I thinking? I said no to booking that show because I don't want to do any more live shows. But
it's not your job to do.
I actually... Then part of me thought, is there anything else I'd like to do? I don't have a problem with booking live. I wouldn't have a problem with taking a booking for a live show next year, to later next year, kind of past the summer. I don't think everything's going to be back to normal. I don't think it's going to be, what it was, say, 18 months ago. But I think we will be in a different world from what we are now. I think venues will be, so many places are working to make things COVID safe. I have sat in cinemas. I have eaten in restaurants during lockdown with washing my hands and keeping social distancing. I have been to Katherine to a gig in this year I think it's going to be okay because I'm a doctor. I think it's going to be okay, and more than that, I wonder if for you, and I don't know you that well, but I wonder if having something in the diary that is reminiscent of the old days of 2019 and before, I wonder if that might be healthy for you to have, say, you've got a gig booked on the 1st of August 2021. How would that make you feel, having that in the diary?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. It's definitely something to kind of focus towards, and something to kind of, with all the madness that's going on, have some kind of like sense of a place where things might feel like normal. I think that'd be really good, definitely. But then at the same time, I'm wary of kind of gearing myself up for that, and then things, playing out a different way, and then that not happening and rebooking and all that kind of stuff.
If it gets rebooked, do you lose any money?
I don't know. I think it depends on the venue, and I think it depends on how it's done. But probably I won't lose any money, but people potentially lose like booking fees on buying tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah, booking fees. What, £2, £2.50 a ticket?
Something like that. Yeah.
I also think that those people who do play live, that play venues, I think and I include me and Katherine in this, and I'll explain why in a second, have a responsibility to kind of help the venues, and having dates booked in helps the venues. And I tell you why I include me and Katherine in this, Katherine, sorry, just quickly, because we did a show just before lockdown in Cardiff, and we didn't get paid for it, and we kind of got jerked around a bit, and I had a little strop on Twitter that was inappropriate, and the guy that owns the chain of venues sent me an angry email saying, please don't do that. And I realised I was being a dick, right? And it was £700 between me and Katherine, but it was this guy's entire chain. And so I phoned him up and I apologised, and I said, forget the money that we're owed. Forget it. If that helps, in any small way, then don't worry about it. We did the gig and we had a laugh, and we can take the hit.
I could come.
So I think we have a responsibility to try and help venues as well. Katherine, you were going to say something.
I thought you were going to end that sentence with, I think we have a responsibility to look out for the people that we're encouraging to come.
Oh.
I'd have to be really, really sure that it was
Go on.
Not irresponsible to encourage people to get together.
Yeah, totally. I know exactly what you mean, Katherine, in terms of, like, I've seen a few socially distant shows happen over the last since the lockdown finished, and I totally good luck to everyone doing it. But then part of you is also thinking, like, is that a good idea? Is that safe?
Do I want to be that person who is who is the reason however many people get it? Is that a possibility? I don't know. I wouldn't want that on my conscience.
And this just shows there's no one answer.
No.
I mean, I would imagine that part of the conversation with your manager will be, are these places going to be COVID secure? Are we banking on everyone of having the vaccine by then? What is the plan? So there's kind of nuance and stuff. Like, did you feel safe at Narina's gig?
Yeah, because I felt like the venue was properly on top of it. Everyone got scanned as they came in. There was distance. Everyone was masked up.
Yeah.
And it was a really small, and then we were really, really spaced out.
And we were spaced out. Those were some hash cakes. And I suspect...
No, but we were miles away from each other, weren't we?
Do you mind me asking what venue that was at?
It was... What's it called?
Can't remember.
Let me look it up.
It was at a very swanky brasserie in London.
But it was like a little...
And then downstairs...
Cabaret bar, wasn't it?
You'll find out what it was called.
I will.
And then they had like a little sort of cabaret bar, and I think there were 40 people in a room, and Narina sat at the piano and guitar on the stage, and and it was that kind of thing. And tickets were a bit more expensive to make up for the lack of punters.
The kind of venue that probably would have been able to take sort of 3 times the number. Or
three times, definitely. And the tickets were a bit pricier. And from what I have heard, it's going to go one of a few ways. Tickets are going to be a bit more expensive to kind of fill the gap, or artists are going to play, might be asked to play an afternoon set and an evening set, like they used to do in the 70s. The pop bands, XTC and stuff, would do a set in the afternoon at 5 o'clock for the kids, and then they do a set at 9 o'clock for the adults.
But here's the thing, I think that it was a Brass Risadelle, and it was very swanky, and not not for the likes of us, Will, but not usually. But we've been stuck in for we've been stuck in for 6 months, and so I think people might be more willing to pay a premium to go somewhere that's safe and to be able to plan a night out for the first time in a year.
What are you thinking, Will? Sorry, we've just whittled on for ages, but how are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
No, I really appreciate your thoughts on it. It's kind of been playing on my mind the last couple of days. I know we're going to have this chat tomorrow. There's 3 of us, and it's just a little bit of a kind of idea. Because there's also this bottleneck of, obviously, lots of people are kind of haven't been touring and haven't been doing shows, so there's this kind of like a lot of people. So basically, my agent texted me a couple of days ago and like, look, if you want to do a tour at the end of next year, you're going to need to book it,
right?
Because things are starting to fill up, basically. And yeah, I really appreciate your thoughts. It's kind of on my mind a little bit, and I've just been watching the show, and I thought I'd just give you a ring just for your take on it. And my answer to your question, I don't really know. I feel instinctively I totally want to do some shows, but also I don't want to do anything that would be like, irresponsible. And I kind of, feel like if I'm going to, having not done a gig for a year, if I'm going to kind of emotionally kind of enter into that thing of like, okay, we're doing a gig, I don't know if I could handle like that not happening and then moving it. And then, do you know what I mean? Like that, you kind of have to enter into that headspace.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at the end of next year, I think we're going to be in a significantly different world. Again, you look where we were. I'm not going to say we're going to go back to where we were 12 months ago. And God, imagine where we were 12 months ago. If someone had said, in a few months, you're going to be locked down and everyone's going to lose their job. I don't think we're going to be where we were 12 months ago. But I think I really think and I really believe by this time next year we will have made significant progress forward. As long as there are no major setbacks with these vaccines, I think if it were my job, I think I would be comfortable with a little bit of tension, a bit of fingers crossed in booking stuff for the end of next year. Personally, I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm saying that's what I would do.
No, I feel in a similar place. I appreciate I really appreciate your thoughts on it. Yeah, definitely.
Nice, man. Let us know how it goes tomorrow if you feel like it.
Will do. I might give you a shout tomorrow night.
All right, nice one, Will. Take care, mate. Bye bye. That's Will Varley, by the way. He's brilliant. And it's interesting, isn't it? I hope McDonald's table service stays, says Sour Sven. Yeah, I hope that I never have to get up again in Nando's to get a refill or to order. I hope I was in Wagamama's and we paid at the desk. You just scan it on your phone and pay.
Do you have to share a bench with other people anymore?
No, they put screens up.
Nice.
Love it. Oh, God, I love it. I love it so much.
There are some plus points.
There are so many plus points, and then a lot of people died.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
So there's
big minus.
There's the kind of the downs, the downside.
It does feel weird when someone gets close to you now, doesn't it?
Oh, this is getting my hair cut today. I thought, why is this weird? Oh, a man is touching me. Someone is touching my face. Someone is stood next to me. I can feel my elbow on their thigh as they're leaning over and they're touching me.
Yeah.
And I thought, isn't that weird? Now, we're in a slightly different, we're in a bubble so we can hug. And I got my kids. Some people don't even have any of those kind of things. But it was really odd. Yeah, I was sat there with my eyes closed. I thought, why is this weird? Oh God, someone's touching me that isn't Katherine, in a hug all my kids. And it felt really odd.
I don't think I've hugged my parents for months. My parents were shielding. And even now, I feel like I've got to give them space.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it? And Today I was walking to school and there was a family and they were hogging the pavement walking towards me. And
cough.
And they didn't really move over to the point where I would have been in the road. And it's quite a busy road, and I thought, God, why I see people from a mile off now. When we first moved down south, and this sounds like a stereotype, but it's a stereotype because it's true, right? When we first moved down south, we noticed that sometimes you would see someone coming towards you, maybe someone you knew in passing, maybe one of the other mums from school or whatever that my mum would see, and when they got to within sort of sight distance, they would look somewhere else because they didn't really want to say hello, or they would move. They gave space.
Excuse me.
And we noticed that people in the south are a little bit more reserved, right? And they don't always want to say hi. And my mum even got someone saying to her, my mum said hello to one of the neighbours once, and they said, "Do I know you?" They actually said, "Do I know you?"
Wow.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, you forget people that you know and pretend that you do know them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had that. But now it's like everyone's seeing each other from a mile off and swerving. So it's weird when someone doesn't.
Harsh says, I haven't touched another human being since February.
Yeah.
I suppose I'm slightly spoiled as well because I'm going to college and I'm sat in a room with people. We've got the windows open, the doors are open, and we're socially...
And you're spaced out.
Yeah.
Again,
but
with those
occasionally, occasionally you're not spaced out,
And it feels weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
was I going to say?
Little kids don't know, do they? Sometimes other people's little kids will run ahead and you're thinking, I've got to move out of the way.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Talking about touching my face. Talking about
contact.
What were you talking about? Sorry, you talking about?
Not hug my mum.
Oh, your mum. That was it. Sorry, yeah. Last time I saw my mum was October the 9th, and we won't see her now this year because they had a case in the care home a while ago, and the 28 days takes them into like January the 4th or something. So October the 9th. I mean, I'm really lucky that I've seen her, I think, 4 times this year in the flesh. I thought my mum was going to die this year. Once it started, I thought, that's it. And then when she got COVID, here we go. I cannot kill that bloody woman. So I didn't think she'd make the year. So the fact she's going to make the year is great, and we're going to speak to her on Zoom and stuff. But yeah, I won't see her at Christmas, as a lot of people won't. I get that. But yeah, it's something, and it's something.
Daddy Dino, my 12-year-old wants a sleepover and can't understand why she can't when she sits next to them in school and can meet them outside.
It's
confined spaces, I guess, isn't it? That's what you've got to say. But, my youngest, they usually have supper with Santa. Santa comes to school and they do like a special, like a tea party thing at school. Yes. That's not happening this year. They're having supper with their teacher because she's in their bubble.
People, I don't understand. Go see her, man. It'll be all good. Huh? I don't know if you've heard. There's a.
Or he might kill her by accident.
There's a vaccine. There's a pandemic going on, and old people in care homes with immunocompromised conditions, you can't go and see them. And the rules of the care home, I can't go and see her if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could, but it would cause a stink, because the rules of the care home are you can't come in because we had an active case of COVID. And although it's gone, you have to give it 28 days. So I can't say go and see her.
But also, even if your mum was in a position to be able to say, do you know what, I know it's risky, but I'm willing to take the risk.
Yeah.
It's not her decision to make. No, there are other people's mums and dads in there.
Yeah. So, no, not going to. Because it might be all good. It might not be all good. It's the news. By the way, we just banned someone. I just blocked someone for saying, the vaccine is to control us. Goodbye. To quote They Might Be Giants again, science is real.
Also, you're wearing trousers, aren't you? That's a man-made imposition.
Science is real. My artist says, through a glass screen, Bupa, I'm so glad you don't live in the real world because it would just be too painful for you. Through a glass screen, otherwise known as a window. Can't do it, mate. I did that ages ago, but because they've had a case, I can't go there. I can't go because to get to the window will involve someone coming out, and can't do it, Booba. My Marty says we're nicking one of the quiz night ideas. Connect 4 with the numbers over the top. Going to play it on Christmas Day over Zoom.
Sweet.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. tomorrow we've got quiz, and then next Thursday we're doing a daytime show.
Yeah, do you know why? So we can have an office Christmas party.
We're going to Nando's or Wagamama's, whichever has the shortest queue.
And we're going in the evening time when normal people go to restaurants.
Office Christmas party. Yeah. Trousers are a hoax, says People Puzzle. So here's a little, we're going to end in a minute. Here's a little something to throw to anyone considering giving us the quiz tomorrow. Right. Only 2 quizzes, games.
When we say quizzes, we mean, like questions, trivia questions.
That's all right. Well, don't apologise. Don't apologise.
It's an interesting point.
And it is interesting. You're a professional musician. It's how we consider this stuff.
Monkey trumpet, fair point. Aliens gave us trousers. This is real.
Okay. The laughing, crying emoji. Okay. Care home should be getting the vaccine soon. Okay. Okay, I only suggested you go and put your mum's life at risk. Okay, calm down.
After staying away all this time.
Dickhead. What was it saying? So maybe you might want to do some games for us that other people might be able to do over Christmas on Zoom with their relatives.
Mm-hmm.
The Connect 4 was it John? No, who was it? I can't remember who it was. I apologise. Foggy. It was Foggy. Foggy. So the Dobble. I bought Dobble as a stocking filler for one of my boys. The Dobble. So just have a look. Just maybe have a think, and maybe you want to play a game with me and Katherine tomorrow.
Jesso 120. You are calling someone a dickhead who's gifted you subs. No wonder this show is dying.
Who said that?
I don't know, because I can't see them anymore because I banned them.
Thank you very much indeed.
The show is not dying. But we are very careful about the chat because, as we've seen, people talk balls, and it's dangerous.
Says, I've made another quick game in Mario.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, mate, we love that. So have a little think tomorrow. Could someone else play this over Christmas on Zoom with their family? Maybe let's. I'm throwing that out there. We got Lenny Beige is coming on tomorrow. Lenny Beige is coming on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. He's got a new single or something, which seems to be I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Let's go and do a raid. It's a short show tonight. 754 viewers. The show's not dying. It's a short show tonight, and I apologise. And that's on me. That's on me, guys. I'm just feeling a little bit flat, and
it's all good. It's Zoom. It's not in the radio times. Not Zoom, it's Twitch.
Lenny Beige, Google it.
It's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Right, so we're going to go to Twitch. We're going to find somebody. Don't forget, we got the Christmas. No, not Christmas. New Year's show. We're doing a New Year's show, New Year's Eve.
It's a New Year's Eve party for people who don't like New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I mean, who's going to a New Year's Eve party?
We should maybe charge like 35 quid a ticket, like they do in pubs.
Yeah, and then take all the seats away.
Maybe we should do...
Do you remember when they used to do that? You'd pay to go to the pub that you went to every week, and there was nowhere to sit. And the windows were all misted up, and everyone was squashed in together, and it was annoying.
Yeah. Hang on.
I stayed out for about 10 minutes one New Year's Eve. I just couldn't bear it.
Oh, I hated it. I always got very high or very drunk. I ended up fighting or ended up masturbating furiously on my own. Lonely, horrible. I always hated New Year's. I just never got it. I never got it. And when I finally made the realisation, you can stay in.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's the enforced jollity of it all, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's go to Just Chatting. Let's find someone. Let's just go down. We're going to find someone. Baljeet goes on E-Date.
E-Date. Oh, hello.
No, he's playing music. That buggers everything. We've done so well to not play music.
He's on an E-Date in the club.
In the club. Competitive hide and seek. We were going to do hide and seek.
What? What?
Oh, I like her hair. I'm not saying this should be the stream, but that hair... Oh, she's gone.
Oh, it's not hair. It's a wig because she's watching Bob Ross.
Oh, okay. Okay. Tattoos.
Ghostwatch.
Where's Ghostwatch? You got to point to them because I can't see them when you just say them. Okay, Ghostwatch.
Let's buckle up and stay frosty.
Okay, yeah, his first words are F that baby up. Maybe not, hey.
God, they've got the central heating up there.
It's definitely cardigan weather now, isn't it?
Yeah. You would think so. Naked face early stream. What's going on here? Oh, I like the adverts here. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look.
I only like the comfiest of cardigans. I think I actually
Cardigans.
think I thrifted this.
I'm sorry.
But she mentioned cardigans. That's the
I
universe.
only like the comfortablest of. This e-baby needs a
E-daddy.
e-daddy. I mean, what?
Are you really American? Yes, I am from America. Thank you so much for noticing. I'm from the land of the free. That we're always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lonely, come hang. Here we go. Just a weirdo doing
Sitting
variety
down,
music.
No friends too. Okay. I think I'm on the right mic, so that's what matters. Why am I? All right, let's do it. Let's try it.
What is this? I like this. Flash!
Correct. That I'm on the wrong mic. Hold on.
Hang on, is this you?
There we go. Now we're on the right mic. It did not switch. There we go. You are correct. Much better.
Goodbye. I don't like amateurism on streams.
No,
I
he
like,
should have sorted that out before he started, shouldn't he?
I like professional streams, please. Let me be your waifu.
That's kind of what I have, but they're kind of thick and you gotta let them thaw. But something I want to do that I haven't even tried doing my chicken is like cutting it in half and then unfolding it. And then I'll get like a little meat cleaver and then smash it down so it's flatter. And then cut that up and maybe make some.
My name is Peachy Clementine. I love using Twitch as a way to connect and interact. I'm a variety streamer. Off stream, I keep up with many different activities.
You get it to taste like real fried rice, so.
I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if... I'm going to say something that's going to make me sound horrendous. I don't know if there was an act. I don't know if there was a disability. I don't know what was going on there. I
do know I wouldn't want to lead a load of people into her.
No. I don't know what was going on.
What's
there.
Wicked Wednesday with Madame Gandalf?
You've got to point to that.
You're on it. Your finger.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at where the thing is. Right.
I'm just wishing on some stars with Jesus and the yellow M&M.
Oh,
No.
she's
Now
down
then.
Animal Crossing.
No. Stop. Let me write down your birthday, stranger.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
people take the
7.
piss.
About.
This is a tough one tonight.
It's tricky.
This is a tough one, but it means we're going to find a good one when we get there, or maybe not. Cyberpunk Free Zone.
Or like either super hot or cold, and you think that there's a transition between the two.
Fine
but there
dining
really
server by
wasn't.
day, non-monogamous
I hear
queer
Iceland is-
by
I hear
night.
Iceland's
Novelist,
really
nerd,
beautiful.
introverted
I
always.
also
I
hear
love the
it's
shit out of RPGs,
But then I'm
strategies,
like,
and
then I hear
visual
from some
novels.
people
Ask me
that it's
anything.
Not that expensive, and I think this just all comes down to whether you go out to drink a lot. Because
Okay, I don't know what's going on tonight. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? My first ever 24-hour stream.
Because today we are doing a 24-hour stream. I've never done a 24-hour
I'm Mandy. I
stream.
love
This is my
positivity and
first
being
time.
comfy, hanging out with the
So
community,
it's gonna be a
playing
crazy
tons of different
day.
games. It's
We're
Mandy,
doing
isn't
this
it?
to celebrate the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, which I am very, very, very excited for. And we'll
She's
be
done
playing
an
in
hour and
less
8
than an
minutes of a
hour.
24-hour stream.
How
Let's
many
go
of
and
you guys are excited about it?
let's go
or
and raid this
interested in
person.
Cyberpunk?
She looks
Because I am
wonderful.
just excited.
We are back tonight at 9
and
o'clock
my
for the
outfit
quiz,
is
the
like
silly
a
quiz that we do. Thank you,
corporate
everyone
cyberpunk kind of outfit
that
today.
called
That's why
in
I
and
look
that took part. It's an
different.
absolute joy. Go and join Mandy. First ever 24-hour stream. This will make her night. Taking 350 people in. This will make her night. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. We will see you later. Ta-ra.
Cyberpunk. So if you want that, make sure you stick around. Follow that kind of stuff, and you'll be good. But yeah, lots of crazy stuff. Oh my god! What in the world? New friends. Thank you so much for the raid. What? We're so blessed with all these raids today. Thank you so much.
You're raiding with 600.
What the heck? Thank you for the raid. Is it sorry, I'm trying to scroll up. Is it Iain Lee? Is that how I say it? Hi and welcome everyone. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the raid, everybody who joined. Oh my god, we just got 2 huge raids. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Wow. 24-hour stream. Iain and Katherine here. Good luck. Thank you so much. You want to do a 60-hour one day? Well, thank you so much for giving us so much love and enthusiasm. I appreciate it. And sorry, I didn't ask, but Dave, how was your stream today? How was art today? And Katherine and Iain, so it's just Katherine today. How was your stream as well, Katherine? I hope you guys had a good time. It is Lane? No, it's Iain. I said it right. Okay, cool. Wait, no, I did it wrong? Dang it. Okay, alright. I don't know. I'm confused now. I don't know if chat's trolling me or telling me the truth, but it's Katherine here anyway, so it is Iain.